Hi guys, and welcome back to LPB Racing for the Cup Championship on GT Sport. This is race 2 in the Lamborghini Huracan GR3s around Lago Maggiore. We're getting ready for a start. Cyrex on pole with maximum ballast, TY second. Ready for a start. Revs rise. Away we go. Good start by TY. He's alongside Task 1. Task 1 with a good start as well. Callum looking for the inside as we go down towards the first corner. Cyrex in the lead, but Task 1's looking for an opportunity as well on his teammate and goes through for the lead. Task 1 in the lead. TY alongside Callum there. So TY alongside Callum. Firepower's on the left-hand side as well. There's Rodders in 7th, seat 1, Stack, Nick Hash, and Bidzster's right at the back. So Bidzster's got a problem there. So Bidzster's still with those wheel problems in this. So that's why Bidzster's all the way at the back. So Bidzster struggling there as everyone else comes down towards the next few corners. Cyrex and Callum side by side. Callum ahead. Task 1 just ahead of him as well. So Cyrex and Callum battling there, and Cyrex wins that duel for now. Neil Farmack there with Rodders on his tail. Two Team Green cars together. Then we've got Firepower in 7th, the best of the Team Orange cars at the minute. Seat 1 in 8th position. Stacker with Nick Hatch all over his back end, looking for a way through in the yellow Chupa Chup car. And then we've got Bidzster at the back in 11th place, trying to sort out those problems. There's Callum and Cyrex and TY together now. Almost 3 abreast as we go down towards this next hairpin. Callum on the inside. Cyrex closes the door, and Neil Farmack has a go at TY as well. Neil Farmack getting himself stuck in there as Bidzster's closed onto the back of the train now. So Bidzster's back in this, so he's hopefully fixed what's up, and we'll see how he gets on. So it's Task 1 and Cyrex, Team Black in the lead, and then it's Team Blue, Callum, Yellow, TY, 2 Team Greens, Neil and Rodders, all very close together. Brilliant stuff as we look at Callum right on the back of Cyrex there, applying the pressure. Now remember how good TY was around this last corner. This could be a game changer down here if TY gets a good run. But again, Cyrex and Callum, no slouch, but again, that weight will not be helping Cyrex out. Maximum ballast for Cyrex from that last race. Not good, it'll be affecting that car. Callum pulls out to try and overtake towards the first corner into the inside. He's having a go on the inside. Cyrex gives him plenty of space, and Cyrex gets the inside line for the next corner and resumes that position. But can Callum get the drive? No is the answer, he cannot. TY's right behind him. There's Firepower back in 9th place, and there's Bidzster, he's back in the fray now. So hopefully fixed what's wrong with that wheel and back in the race. As we go round here, so Bidzster there, Firepower 9th, Nick Hash in 10th. Very close together down here as we've got that battle for the lead still going on as Cyrex and Callum side by side. Callum on the curb in the grass almost. Side by side them two. Up towards the next couple of corners. Callum should have the inside line for this one, and he has. Callum takes 2nd place from Cyrex, and TY's right behind him now. Good stuff there as we look at Nick Hash, Firepower, and there's Bidzster further back. I just realised the other stuff isn't on. There we go. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. But Bidzster's off. So yeah, that's it. His wheel has just finally given up on him. And I can tell you now at this stage I had to swap to the controller, which was not nice at all. So I've not been on a controller in years, and I've just had to do that. So you can see the car going all over the place. So that's me more or less out of it. That's Bidzster out of the race more or less, as TY and Cyrex are side by side coming up towards this next section. Oh, I thought we were going to try and go side by side through the whole section, then that would have been brave. Meanwhile, Callum's right on the back of Task 1 now, harassing him for the lead of this race. Task 1 into the next few corners in the lead, but Callum right behind him. Neil Farmack's joined the party now, said, hey boys, wait for me, I want some. As we come down to these next few corners, this is where TY's quite strong, but Neil Farmack's going to have a look, he's not phased. Looking left, looking right, trying to find a way through. Cyrex on maximum ballast, it will not be helping him at all. TY and Neil a lot lighter than Cyrex in this one. As we go down the straight this way, you'll see the advantage. Neil pulls out and TY's going to try and pull out, but I think Neil's boxed him in behind Cyrex. And he's going to try and take Cyrex as well. Oh, close stuff. Cyrex closes the door in Neil's face, says, no you do not. But Neil takes 4th place as Callum takes the lead. Callum takes the lead of the race, he's past Task 1. Callum takes the lead of the race. So Callum in the lead now. Team Black down to 2nd and 3rd. Neil Farmack in 4th. TY 5th. Rodders 6th. Seat 1 7th. Firepower in 8th. Best of Team Orange. Nick Hash 9th. Stacker in 10th. Not having a good race, and neither is Bidzster, but he's back on the controller and he's trying to catch back up. So let's see if Bidzster can make up any places. Now he's got a control that works. It's not what he wants, but it's what he's got. So let's see what he can do with it. Got to remain positive, got to try and keep those points coming in. As Task 1's doing here, we're trying to get back up to Callum. A very good showing here from Task 1 this weekend. Brilliant stuff. As we go around these couple of long corners, everyone drafting each other. Neil will have a big overspeed over Cyrex here because of the draft and the weight of Cyrex's car not helping him in a straight line as they go up and down the hills. A little bit of a lock up there from Cyrex, but nothing to worry about. Neil has a massive twitch, and then TY says, oh, I'll do the same. So TY closes right up to the back of Neil Farmite there. Right up behind him. We go around this next section. Roddy's looking for a way through as well, trying to take the pressure off his teammate, but no way through for Roddy's yet. Looks at the inside, just to try and make himself known in TY's mirrors as we look at Callum and Task 1. Again, very close together. It's come down to the last few corners. So there's Neil ahead of TY. So Neil now ahead of TY. TY looking for redemption here. Down to the next few corners. No way through there. We'll go into the hairpin. TY gets a bit of a twitch on, but he might be going wide to try and get a better run out the corner. You never know. As we come down into this complex section, into this right hand corner where we saw Jammer and Seat 1 tangle in race 1. As we go down the hill now, all line astern going down the hill. Neil Farmax quite close to the back of Cyrex now. Cyrex having to go into defensive mode, not able to let him through as he's got to try and attack his teammate as well. Looks like Task's struggling a bit as TY gets hung out to dry and almost has a major incident there on those curbs, but luckily keeps the car in one piece. So there's Seat 1, there's Firepower just behind him as well. There's Bidzster, so he's past Stacker. Stacker's having a horrible weekend in this one, doesn't like this Lamborghini one bit, but he's soldiering on, so well done. And so is Bidzster, he's soldiering on even with a broken wheel. He's drifting around those corners with that controller, so we'll see how he goes on. Meanwhile, Neil right behind Cyrex now, down the hill, looking for a move on the inside. He's on the inside. Beautiful move there by Neil Farmite, absolutely textbook. Cyrex, there's no point fighting too hard there for Cyrex, especially with the weight on the car. Not much point doing that indeed. He goes straight through to third place, does Neil. As we go up and over the tops into these two long right-handers. Again, it can be quite deceiving. You can easily go wide here and carry too much speed, and then this one tightens up on you. You've got to squirm the car out and then start turning the other way. Really hard when it comes to traction. Callum, meanwhile, he's not got any of those problems, right out in front, doing what he does best, pulling away from the pack and making a good lead. Task 1 now with Neil Farmack right on his tail now, so Neil's on the move. He's doing what TY did in race 1, he's on a charge. He's going over the line, moves out to the left to overtake on the inside, onto the brakes. And again, another textbook move there from Neil Farmack, brilliant stuff. And then defends the inside into the next corner. Beautiful overtaking, that is exactly how you should do it. The best example there by Neil Farmack, brilliant job there as TY goes through in 5th, so TY dropping back off that pack a little bit. Rod is in 6th, there's Seat 1 7th, and Bidzster's ahead of Nick Hash now, so Nick Hash would have made a mistake somewhere, or the fact that Bidzster's actually on the move here. So Bidzster's getting used to that controller very quickly and is getting a move on, which is good to see. So hopefully better news for the 2 reverse tracks for Bidzster. Now he knows what's happening. Still, it's not a very long time to get used to the controller, but still. Just one thing I will mention is it was quite hard on the controller when I had to swap, and I do have to admit I do take my hat off to the people that are on the controller that can drive this quick, because it is hard. As Seat 1 shows there, even with a wheel you can make a mistake, so it is quite hard on the controller, depends on the car, but not as controller friendly Gran Turismo as it was in the past in my opinion, but it was an eye-opener for definite, and I'm glad I was able to cope with it and score some decent points with it, to be honest. So there I am going through. I'll resume the third person, so Callum in the lead then. Second place Neil, third place Task, but the thing is Neil's not exactly pulling away from Task 1 very quickly, so Task 1's staying with him, so well done to Task there for staying with him. So there goes Cyrex. Let's see if I can just change the cameras over a bit, see what different angles we get. We go through there. Rodder's in 5th. There he goes. TY in 6th. There's not really many different angles there, so we'll go back to standard. There's Seek 1. So again, we're just everyone's a little bit more spread out at the minute, but still not to worry. Things will close up at some point, hopefully. All it takes is one mistake, and you go hurtling backwards. There's Task 1 that goes through into the first corner. There's Neil. Must have run wide there. Took quite a tight line out of that corner there. So again, this track is very, very hard, because if you do one little mistake on your racing line, if you miss your racing line or miss your apex, then it really does not set you up right for the next few corners. So you've really got to take them as one whole sort of chain. As Task 1 makes a mistake there, and Sarex closes up again. Remember, Sarex has got the maximum weight on. Task 1 with not as much on in this, so doesn't want his teammate to get too close, knowing the weight difference. There's Rodders in a very solid 5th place there, so he's doing very well indeed. Is Rodders. Good to see him in the top 5. So good job there from Rodders. Last time we saw him properly in the top 5 was in the MR2, so well done to Rodders there. Good consistent driving as we see TY come through. A little bit of a twitch there from TY. We go through those corners. Very nicely done. Seek 1 comes through in 7th place. He's closing on TY slightly now as well. So Seek 1 closes up to TY. We'll just stick with this for a minute and see what happens. So Seek 1 goes down the hill, catches up to TY. On the brakes we go into the corner. Seek 1 looks for it, but there's no way through there. There was no gap there whatsoever, and has to back out of it and try another move. So Seek 1 on the move up the hill, trying to catch up to TY. Meanwhile, there's Firepower, the lead Team Orange car after Bidzster's problems. So Firepower, or who was Mr. Slow One, but now he's changed his name to Firepower, and I think it's a more appropriate name, because he's not exactly what you call slow, to be honest. He's driving very quickly indeed, and indeed he's got some firepower in that car. So good job there by almost going to say Mr. Slow One then, by Firepower. So good job there by Firepower. Here comes Bidzster. Let's see what he's like with the control around here. Very twitching all over the place. Again, it's very alien. It's like jumping into a car that you've not driven for 10 years. It's not very exactly what you call easy at first. You've got to figure everything out. Bidzster goes through the last turn there and makes a mistake, and it recovers. So this is not Bidzster's weekend, and in fact he's coming in for tyres. I think he's had enough of those tyres as they are, so I don't blame him. Into the pits. So Neil Farmack goes through in 2nd place then. Task 1 in 3rd. Sarex in 4th. All the same order more or less at the minute. As we go up the hill. A little bit further back we've got TY and Seek 1 still close together as TY. The tyres must be going on TY's car. Remember, everyone in this championship running super soft tyres. So even on cars like this where the wear is quite bad on the tyres, then you still have to run with it, as TY they're really starting to struggle with tyre wear. And I would imagine it will not be long until Seek 1 catches up. But again, Rodders must be struggling on tyres as well, because he's gone backwards as well. So TY, there he is. Still struggling with them tyres. Let's see what he's like into this corner, onto the brakes, into the corner. Very slow on the way in, but takes a nice smooth line, and the car still drifts out on the way out. That just shows you those rear tyres must be absolutely shredded, because that rear end of the car is wanting to do what it wants and not what TY wants, which is a definite sign of there's something's on its way out, or there's some kind of suspension problem. But luckily, because there's no damage, it should just be tyres, as TY runs really wide there onto the grass. So this could be Seek 1's opportunity, but Seek 1 can't get through there. So to no avail for Seek 1 there, as we go round onto the last lap of the race this time round. Callum, Neil and co, they're all on the last lap already, and now it's just TY's last lap now as Seek closes up there. We've got Bidzster and Nick Hash very close together here as well. I think Bidzster's just tried his wheel again there and it's not worked, so he's had to go back to the controller. So again, just experimenting with stuff at the minute. I was trying to get my wheel to work, and I was trying to get my controller to work as well, so it was all a bit of an up and down faff really. But then you can see here I had to go back to the controller, because you can see how twitchy it is. So I'm just experimenting for the next race really. So as we watch Sarex go through in 4th place behind his teammate, 2 Team Black cars running line astern. As Seek 1 now is in front of TY. I knew it was only a matter of time, because TY's tyres were just absolutely gone at this stage of the race. TY's tyres have gone, as Seat 1 goes ahead of him in 6th place, and up the hill we go. TY still struggling even just under ordinary power up the hill, so the car not wanting to do what it wants. What he wants, should I say, is we've got an incident further back. We've got Nick Hash off, and who's that in front of him? That's Bidzster. So they must have synchronised spun. So there they are, the rejoin. So no harm done there as we look at Stacker coming across the line to start his last lap. So well done to Stacker. He didn't get lapped. He's kept his foot down, and he's kept consistent, which is good. So you've got to finish in order to get the points. So here comes Callum. I don't know why he's got 2 purple lap times there. He's done 2 identical lap times there, so good job by Callum there. Callum is going to come across the line to take another win this season and extend his championship lead at the front. Well done to Callum, fantastic race. We see him across the line, flashes lights in delight. Callum wins the race, good job there by Callum. As Neil Farmack comes across the line for a well-deserved 2nd place. Well done to Neil, 2nd place is his. And then we've got the 2 team black cars, and Task 1 letting Cyrex go for the championship. Well, good team play there at the end. So I don't know whether that was organised before, but Cyrex lets Task lets Cyrex go on the line as Rodders goes across the line in a very weird fashion in 5th place. Seat 1 in 6th, TY 7th. It's going to be Firepower who's the leading Team Orange car. First time this season he's beaten Bidzster round. So 8th position for Firepower in that one. Well done to Firepower. Here comes Bidzster sliding that car around, really struggling for grip in this one. Coming towards the last corner. Let's see if he has any trouble around here. No, he doesn't. He goes into the corner very nicely and out of the corner. So he's just got used to that now. So that's a good sign for the next couple of races that hopefully he'll be a bit better. So comes across the line. And fastest lap as well, so he'll take an extra point for that. So he finally got used to it on the last lap, just enough to be able to get the fastest lap of the race. Brilliant stuff. Here comes Nick Hash. Again, really struggling with that car. He's going to finish in 10th, and Stacker will come across the line in 11th position. So we'll just get those results in for you now. Okay guys, here's the results. So Callum wins that one then. Well done to Callum, 7-second lead in that one. But from Neil in 2nd place. 3rd place goes to Cyrex. 4th is Task 1 and Rod is in 5th, so they will carry weight in the next race. Seek 1 in 6th. TY finishes 7th. Firepower 8th, followed by his teammate Bidzster in 9th. Nick Hash in 10th and Stacker in 11th. Fastest lap to Bidzster on that last lap, 1:54.5. So as you come back from that then, there's Callum, our winner. There he is in that blue Lamborghini. Well done to Callum, the winner in this race. Extends his championship lead. So we'll see you guys for race 3 on the reverse track. Take care, guys.